Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. And it's been a while since I've done another Bluey video, and now I am back for more Bluey videos. There are two things in this world that I am a really big fan of. Gaming and Bluey. Put these two things together, and I am instantly going to anticipate it. Or, you know, if it's like a really small game, but regardless, there isn't too many Bluey video games out there. So this video might be a little bit short, at least until the very end. I'm not entirely sure. All that I know is that I want to play me some Bluey video games. I could start off by talking about how popular the show is, how big it's become, the fact that we have a movie coming out in 2027. I could mention the fact that I met the voices of Bandit and Chili, but I'm not really here to do that. I am just here to get right to the point, as I'm going to be taking a look at some Bluey video games, whether it be from the Bluey website, or some home games, or on the Play Store, or whatever, some that you can play on your tablet or whatnot. Bottom line is, there do exist Bluey video games, and I'm going to talk about them with you guys, so without further ado, let's get to playing some Bluey video games. So we're going to be starting off a bit lighter, as I'm going to start off with the Bluey Game Watch from VTech. This is pretty much what kids had before they had tablets. And believe it or not, this tiny little watch actually fits around my nearly 25-year-old man wrist. So this will make things easier. When you see a watch that has games on it, the first thing you might think of is maybe a Tiger Electronic wrist game. If you never heard of them, the Angry Video Game Nerd has you covered. Oh, and if you're a child watching this, you may want to wait till you're 17 to know who that is. So to start off, you press on the cover with Bluey on it to make her say certain things. And when you open it, it has your basic things a regular watch would have. A clock, a timer, settings, and of course, it has games. The watch has 4 buttons on it, so hopefully it will be easier to know which button does what when playing these games. It has 4 games on it: Wind Up Bingo, Find Floppy, Keepy Uppy, and... Ratchet? Ratchet? Okay, so each game has 3 different levels. In Wind Up Bingo, all you gotta do is press the side buttons to make her dodge the things that are in her way. Pretty basic. Ratchet is like a matching game. Bluey will give you a picture, then once it goes away, you gotta find the picture Bluey showed earlier. Keepy Uppy, of course, is probably the most iconic Bluey game. Oh man, and this watch probably has the most epic version of Keepy Uppy ever. Are you ready for it? Because here it is! I think if it had the music, it would be a bit more interesting. And finally, Find Floppy. Bingo will hide her stuffed bunny named Floppy. If you remember from the iconic masterpiece known as Sleepy Time, you have to memorize where she is, as she's in one of the same looking objects. She moves them around, and if you pick the right one, she goes... I will say, because the FPS runs quite slow, it can be a bit hard to tell if you'll be able to pick the right one. But since this is a product for kids, it's not that big of a deal. There is a bingo version of this watch too, and I'm not sure if it has the same games on it. Somebody let me know in the comments if it does. So yeah, a harmless little product for your little ones. Next up, we look at a few games from the official Bluey website, which has tons of different arts and crafts and recipes, some of which I made for previous videos, for people to try out, as well as information on episodes and updates on upcoming Bluey projects. Do you ever get that sense of nostalgia watching Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network and going to their websites and playing games from some of your favorite cartoons growing up? Yeah, those were the days. Sadly, the Bluey website only has 2 online games, and they're basically ones that we've pretty much seen before. I'm going to keep the music off just in case of copyright infringement. In this version of Keepy Uppy, you just gotta click on the balloons without them hitting the floor. Of course, just like regular Keepy Uppy, and during each session there will be more balloons, and the more balloons there are, the harder it will get for you to keep up. I mean, well, Keepy Uppy. I will admit though, easily the best thing about this is hearing Bluey and Bingo giggle during each session. Each time a session ends, Bandit uses a leap blower to go to the next session with more balloons. Nothing too crazy, but certainly adds more fun to the game. Imagine trying it for real life. As far as I know, there isn't really an end to this. Just keep going till a balloon hits the ground. Next is Magic Xylophone. This too is pretty simple, as you have the option to click on Bluey, Bingo, or Bandit and then hit the Magic Xylophone to freeze them. And then add a bunch of crazy stuff on them like hats, a necklace, a wedding veil, a bow tie, or a sock. Though for some reason you can't put them on their feet. I mean, it's not like they use them anyway. Okay, well technically you can, but they just stick on like stickers. You can also use items like a magic wand, or use toys like Bob Bilby, and then you hit the xylophone again to make them move again, with the items on it. Except they don't last that long. Regardless, it's still pretty cute, so this gets a pass too. I'm also aware that Bluey did a crossover with Fruit Ninja, and it's going to end sometime in the middle of the month, and sadly, because it's an Apple Arcade exclusive, and I don't have any Apple products, I won't be able to show this one off, but I decided to give it a mention anyway. As for an app that I can use that's available on any device, we got Bluey Let's Play, which came out in 2023, and this was made by Budge, which is a company that produced a lot of other kids' games from other licensed properties. Well, okay, this isn't really something I would call a game. This is a bit more like an arts and crafts, or... I mean, it can be in that category given how it allows you to color different pages, and lets you save your masterpieces for later if you want to. But the main thing you can do in this is go to different Bluey locations, such as areas from different episodes, like the campground, the pool, the playground, the cricket court, the kitchen, Bluey's school, Bingo's school, Doreen's yard sale, and they do updates for it once in a while, adding more characters and areas. Now what exactly can you do in these locations? Well, get ready to have your mind blown. You can drag characters and put them in the scenery. That's it. And the characters don't even do anything. They just stand there and stare at you and occasionally make derpy faces, which is quite funny, I won't lie. You can also make them eat food. You can make them sit in chairs, and let them hold food to make their eyes sparkle. You make them play drums, and in the courtyard, you can make them stand in the same position as they did in cricket. You can interact with objects too, and each time you pull a character out, Chili will say their names.
Bandit! Uncle Stripe!
Though they have the terriers, each time you pull one of them out, Chili just says the terriers, and not each one's name.
The terriers! The terriers! The terriers!
Take out either one of the terriers, and take out another terrier, and they'll just be called the terriers. I mean, Joe Brum confirmed that they do have names after him and his brothers. I mean, we haven't heard that in the show, so maybe in the future, they'll finally start calling them by their names. There are definitely some nice references too in the background, you just gotta look really close. Oh, and even though the American release won't allow Disney Plus to show the ponies from markets to poop, you could still do it in this game. Try censoring that. Oh, and I also like this detail of Busker playing his music, just watching him lean back and forth, tapping his foot while singing his song. Even though he doesn't actually sing. Also, at Doreen's yard sale, Bluey, Bingo, Chili, and Muffin go in granny form. It would be funny if they made Muffin go into that funny little pout thing that she does in Granny Mobile. You can also make the characters look like they're floating, and you can tickle them. You can make Major Tom appear to jam to music, even though it only has 3 tracks. It doesn't really matter, the music is always going to be a delight to listen to. I also think it's amusing how many characters they managed to bring in, because they originally didn't have Jack, or Chucky, or Calypso, or John Luke, which I find interesting because he was only in 1 episode, while they haven't added characters like Dougie yet, or Brandy. I mean, Brandy was in 2 episodes, but that's beside the point. I mean, I'm not complaining, John Luke's awesome. And, yeah, this isn't really something I'd call a game. It's more like something you use to keep your kids occupied on their tablets and let them interact with anything they see in the game. I should also mention the fact that in the free version, it only lets you use Bluey and Bingo, as you need to pay to unlock them, as well as the areas, which cost $7 $. Yes, I'm calling them $$ because that's how it's said in the show. Okay, that seems fine and all, but guess what? It's a monthly subscription. That's right, it demands you pay for the game every month if you want to keep using it. I can understand paying once, but monthly?
For a game that's not really a game at all? I appreciate the updates being free, but man, this isn't an MMO, you know. I'm not really mad. Baffled, yes, but I mean, it's Bluey. I can't stay mad at Bluey. And yes, I am one of those suckers that's been paying for this. But what can you say? I'm a fan of Bluey. But, you know, this is just a game for kids after all. It's a harmless little time waster for your little ones, but it will do a bit of damage for the parent's wallet each month. But it's been around for 2 years, so clearly people have been buying it. I just wish there were better ways of the characters' interactions, then maybe it would make it more worth it. Don't get me wrong, some of the interactions and details have gotten better within the past 2 years, but it still really doesn't need to be a monthly thing in my opinion.
And now comes the main event as we talk about the Bluey video game. The Bluey video game that truly feels like a video game, hence the fact that, you know, it has video game in the title. Of course, Bluey the video game. Honestly, any adult was way more excited than any kid was. The fact that we were finally getting a Bluey video game released for home consoles, it was like a dream come true. We all knew it was going to happen, we heard rumors, and yeah, it exists. And I already completed the entire game. I literally got the Platinum Trophy on PlayStation. I know this is the Nintendo Switch version, but we're not going to be playing this version because it's only for the collection. So we're going to be playing the PlayStation 5 version instead, because, well, it would probably be better quality. I'm not sure how well this runs on Nintendo Switch, but yeah. For real life, play your favorite games and take on fun challenges in a brand new story. You can be Bluey, Bingo, Chili, or Bandit, grab up to 3 mates to play with, hooray! Visit your favorite places like the beach and the creek. So yeah, all those previous games were pretty much like, you know, advertisements for a movie before the actual movie plays. So yeah, let's get into Bluey the video game.
Alright, so now we're at our feature presentation, as this was released the exact same year as the Bluey Let's Play game. In this game, you play as one of the main healer family members. I chose Bandit, I don't have to explain why. And the story is simple, as today is going to be a fun day for the healers, as they have plans to play with Muffin at the park, meet up with Granddad, and go to the beach. But before they get started, they first gotta clean up the playroom. Yeah, wouldn't it be better if you just keep chores out of video games? Because that's kind of why we play them, so we don't have to do them. So the game tells you which area you gotta go to. Yeah, it will hold your hand pretty much throughout the entire game. As you have to pick up the kids' toys, it definitely would make more sense if I was playing as Bluey or Bingo instead, since this is what they're supposed to be doing, not their parents. I will say, I first gotta start off by praising the look. Despite the 3D models looking a bit off, they definitely nailed the way the characters look. Combining their 2D styles with the 3D world, it looks really good, and it's nice to hear Dave and Melanie's phenomenal voice performances again. It was truly an honor meeting them for real life. The lip syncing can be a bit off, and is it me or do Bluey and Bingo's voice actors sound kinda different?
Hey Bingo, let's go play mermaids. Okay.
I also love the details they add in the backgrounds, like the pictures that I've been seeing throughout the show. Wait, Mr. Monkey Jocks? I thought they gave him away. I also turned off the music just in case of copyright again, so throughout the game, I have to just listen to their footsteps. Man, it just isn't the same without that music. Oh well, better safe than sorry. Also, they sometimes reuse the kids' lines from previous episodes.
I'm a keepy-uppy expert.
Just remember to make sure the balloon doesn't touch the grass.
Oh no, it touched the grass! It must be an invincible balloon. Okay, so now we're playing Keepy Uppy. It's very short, but most of the time you play these games, they're gonna be a lot more fun when you play them in the menu. Because in the story, you're basically practicing to play these games until you play the real thing if you decide to play them in the menu. Okay, so eventually the balloon will go up so high that it goes into another room of the house.
Oh no! It's floating through the window!
Okay, how did it get up there? And I thought they got rid of this room from the episode Room. Bluey moved back in with Bingo, so I guess they're still thinking about a new kid. Seriously, they deserve it far more than Peppa Pig did.
All right, let's get that balloon.
Yeah!
Classic bingo.
Ooh, what's this?
Anyways, once you get the balloon back, they find a picture of Bandit from the 80s that's missing a few pages. And there's a map on it too, so they gotta meet up with Uncle Stripe and Uncle Rad to get the map fixed as they have the remaining map pieces.
Maybe you can ask Uncle Stripe when you see him tomorrow.
Wait, tomorrow? I thought this was supposed to happen today. You guys just got up and you're not even seeing them today? I don't know, I haven't played this game since it first came out. Once you finish the episode, you can then go back to play Keepy Uppy anytime you want, along with other mini-games later on. Oh yeah, and this game is divided into different episodes. Once you finish the episode, it unlocks the sticker book. You collect stickers as well, as different items are scattered around each location, from toys to other specific items that you get throughout the game, which are hidden in various areas, so they're easy to spot as long as you can see the sparkle. Once you gain enough stickers, you'll get a hat that you can put on your character. You don't really get anything big if you collect everything, unless you're trying to get all the achievements on the system you're playing it on, except for the Switch of course. Then it makes a reference to the episode Sticky Gecko before heading to the park, though Chili doesn't get as crazy this time. So now you guys are at the park looking for Muffin and Stripe, and as much as I love Muffin, I feel like it's obvious that she has a different voice.
Hi, Bluey. Hi, Bingo.
Ooh, nice tiara, Muffin.
Thanks. I'm a princess.
Somehow the animation and the lip syncing doesn't seem to fit with scenes like this.
I don't think princesses can play ground as lover. I think they just stand around and wave and look pretty.
I got nothing against the voice actors since they are just kids after all. Now before you can play the next game, you have to go and fetch something else, and yes, this is mostly what you're going to be doing throughout the game. Go from here to get this, go from there to get that. It's gonna get old fast. So now you play the ground is lava and have to get Muffin's things back without touching the floor. Seriously, why did Muffin bring so much with her? Who cares? Once you get her things, then you guys gotta rescue her in a very difficult quest. Climbing up the playground, and it only takes like 5 seconds to do.
Princess Muffin, we're here to rescue you.
Good. It's tiring waving and looking pretty. This is your reward for rescuing me. Ooh, shiny.
After that, Stripe gives you the next map piece, then it's off to the next episode. The game also added a feature where you can play as Muffin and Uncle Stripe, which gets unlocked after beating this episode, though you can't play as Uncle Stripe until you get all of Muffin's collectibles, which include flamingos and squash paddles. Makes perfect sense. In the next episode, you meet up with Uncle Rad, but before you can interact with him, you gotta turn off the sprinklers so he doesn't get his hair wet. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but there needs to be more gameplay in this anyway. You just gotta avoid the water and reach the tap to turn it off. All the water does is send you flying back, which isn't a big deal. Once you get all the sprinklers off, Uncle Rad gives you a present, which is a new version of Chattermax, which honestly looks a little creepy, I won't lie. Of course, this annoys Bandit and Chili, but now they got no choice but to deal with it. So you start by giving it things to eat, from strawberries to a rubber duck. Oh boy, Ernie's not gonna like that.
Ducky's in the bathtub.
Let's get that bar step to reach the edge of the tub.
Okay, but why would you need a stool, Bandit?
If we turn on the tap, the water will help Ducky rise to the top and we can grab him.
Or you could just reach in and get it, but that's okay. Then you gotta feed it a flower, and after that, as Bluey and Bingo try putting it away, it starts going crazy. Catch it a few times, then it cuts to Uncle Rad about to give you the last map piece, but of course, in complete predictability, Chattermax steals it, and you gotta chase after him. I just love the fact that Rad is standing there not caring that a toy took his wallet. He isn't even following them to get it back. Well, it could be worse. It could have been a burglar stealing his wallet, so I definitely feel like he would have cared more. So once you get him, it goes into a game where you have to chase him. The other characters just stand there while you still chase him. I love this part right here where Chattermax makes Radley trip, and he's just laying there swinging his leg. Pfft, just look right here, Radley's kicking my butt. But Bandit doesn't seem to care. Then you chase Chattermax again, and it's at this point that I don't feel like they programmed the characters to move at this part, unless it's another player, making this part pretty much impossible to lose if you can even lose at it. Then Radley gives you the last map piece, which leads to the creek. Then it goes to the next episode as Granddad Mort comes to visit. Bluey and Bingo want to play another game, this time being Magic Xylophone. Though this time they change the game up, as instead of using the xylophone to unfreeze, they then decide to use their tails instead. They practice on Mort, then they do the real thing, as all you gotta do is freeze them all. I think these games are just practice modes when you do the story mode, as you can go back and play the real thing when you go to the sticker book. So once that's over, you then once again gotta get more things, this time being supply for when you go out hunting for the treasure. Come on, bandit. Get that trash bag. Come on. Ugh.
We can bounce on our beds to jump higher and reach it.
Or Bandit could... never mind. Seriously, how did Bandit manage to not break her bed? Okay, once you got the supplies, now it's time to go to the creek, as you have to follow Mort through the creek, even though Bandit's the one with the map. I also like this little detail right here, as this area represents the spot Captain and Mia were laying on in Barky Boats. So you gotta jump from rock to rock to get across this area. If you jump in the water, you go back to the rock. You reach Mort again, and you just keep following him. Then he starts getting attacked by bugs, and I find it kinda weird that he's getting attacked, yet he's wagging his tail. Is he excited about getting attacked or something? Then you gotta clean up the creek. Then after that, Bandit then realizes that this is the location where him and his brothers buried the treasure. And now you gotta make your way to get it. Okay, now I got stuck moving this rock? Come on! Okay, there we go. I should also mention how sometimes the AI isn't very smart, this being an example, but trust me, it was much more dumb when it came out at launch. And I feel bad for calling anything Bluey related dumb.
I think we're gonna need all the muscles available. Come on, team. Let's all push together.
Yes, Dad.
Or you could just get Chris Redfield to help. So once you make it, Bandit digs up the treasure, which just so happens to be an action figure him and his brothers used to fight over, as their dad would take it away from them, so they buried it in the creek and shared a map to dig it up, but they forgot about it, and after that, Bluey ends up being disappointed about their holiday. But Bandit lightens up the mood with the journey they went through as he shows her the sticker book that they've been using throughout the game. It definitely shows what really makes Bluey a special show, is the deep meaning behind it. It's not a tear-jerking moment, but it is a very sweet one. And now we're at the beach, and you want to know what the goal in this is? Absolutely nothing, because the game is over now. That's right, we completed the whole story in less than an hour, and that to me is what makes this a bit of a letdown. Sure, you can spend the rest of the game collecting the items, and there will be another update where you can play as Granddad, Nana, and Aunt Trixie, which aren't even in the game, so maybe it'll be more story content? I'm not going to get my hopes up, but it'll be nice to play as more characters. That's cool, I guess. Or, I don't know, at least the updates are free, but here's the thing. The game cost $40, and for 2 hours worth of content, that's very light, and only 5 areas to go to. Even the mobile app had more areas. And I just gotta ask it, why aren't there any of the secondary characters in the background? Look how empty the park is. There's literally no one to interact with. Not even any of their neighbors. Where's Pat? Where's Rusty? Or Mackenzie? Or Honey? It just baffles me why they didn't spend more time adding characters that aren't even in the Healer family. I guess the only reason you'd replay this game is if you and your whole family wanted to play the minigames. And the minigames can be a bit fun, they definitely add a little bit more challenge to them. But that's really it. Games like Undertale and Celeste costed far less and had much more content in them. But should I really be comparing this to those types of games? Again, it's a game for kids, and I get that, but think about it. Adults have been far more hooked on the show than kids, for very good reason, so of course this would probably get their attention, but you know, due to how popular it's become, I do see them possibly making another game. Who knows, maybe they'll do a tie-in to the movie. So look, if you're a kid, definitely play it. If you're a Bluey fan regardless of your age, I don't know. I do know one thing, if you're not a Bluey fan, yeah, you shouldn't even bother. I didn't really expect anything big from this one, but man, they could have gotten far more creative with the gameplay. What I do find super odd is how rare the Platinum Trophy is. It's literally more rare to get than most of the Souls games. No joke. And I managed to Platinum this game. So in conclusion, I can't really say that I hate the game, because I honestly don't. I'd still rather play this than, I don't know, freaking Gollum, because that felt more like a chore. This is just a game clearly for kids without much variety. If you do have Game Pass, you can play it on there while it's still around and not have to pay $40. I'd say wait for a price drop if, well, the game's been out for 2 years and there's still no price drop. I'll still play the game for the updates, but after that, well, at least we still got a movie coming out.
So yeah, in conclusion, I can say it's very harmless. All these games I can say are particularly harmless. Though again, $7 monthly for the Bluey Let's Play app? Come on. But yeah, I can't really bring myself to hate any of these games, especially since I'm a Bluey fan myself, and that's not going to change anytime soon. I am really looking forward to the movie. I know for a fact that, regardless how that movie turns out, it is definitely going to be something people are going to look forward to. And hey, I look forward to what the future lies for Bluey. We might get more games in the future, we might get ones that are actually more appealing to families, and families will actually enjoy wanting to play with their kids, because while this has cooperative play, I feel like there really isn't much variety to this one, and that's a shame too, because I was really looking forward to this one. But hey, who knows what the future lies. Kids can have their fun with these games, while we as adults still have that big, beautiful show with deep meaning behind it, so much love and care put into it, that regardless of what happens in the future, I am still really excited, because it's like Calypso said, we'll see what happens. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and maybe subscribe for more. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or maybe Blue Sky. Links are in the description, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.